Hi, I'm Tammy Greenberg, Senior Vice President, Business Development at the REB, and welcome to the Radio on Main Street podcast. The 2025 ANA Masters of Marketing Conference that took place in Orlando, Florida, was filled with insights and an understanding of the influence that the fusion of AI, data, and human creativity bring to marketing results. Team REB had the opportunity to share the power of radio in all of its forms with more than 3,000 brand marketers. In this episode, I had the privilege to talk with Greg Licciardi, Vice President of Partnerships and Sponsorship at the conference organizers company, the ANA, a role that he stepped into just 6 months ago after a career that spanned agencies, media, ad tech, and more than a decade teaching modern marketing at Fordham and Seton Hall. Greg is also the author of The Holy Grail of Marketing, a new book that explores how brands can use AI, data, and cross-platform strategy to reach the right consumer in the right moment with the right message. Welcome to Radio on Main Street, live from the ANA Masters of Marketing Conference. We are on the final stretch of what has been an incredibly productive conference this year. I'm Tammy Greenberg, SVP Business Development for REB, and I am here. I have the pleasure to be here today with Greg from the ANA, who's really only been with the ANA for a brief time, 6 months. So welcome, Greg.
Thank you.
And before we get into a deep dive into content and the questions that I'm going to ask you, can you just share with us a bit about your background?
Sure.
And what led you to the ANA?
Yes. So I've been in media and marketing roles throughout my career. I started in an agency. I've sold TV, digital, ad tech, and I started teaching at Fordham and Seton Hall marketing about 10 years ago. I got my MBA from Fordham, and I went back to my marketing chair and said, I've done all different forms of marketing and advertising. There needs to be a course that really focuses on modern day marketing cross-platform. So they gave me a shot. It was like a half class, turned into a full class. 10 years later, here I am.
Wow, 10 years, so that's great.
Yeah, and the ANA, I've been around for years. I was a B2B judge for the B2B Awards. The AEF is the Advertising Education Foundation. Fordham is a member of, which is also part of the ANA. And so it's so great to be here. This is like a dream working for the ANA. I'm Vice President of Partnerships and Sponsorships. And in May, I came out with my first book, The Holy Grail of Marketing. So I'll just selfishly plug it quickly. But The Holy Grail of Marketing, How to Optimize Marketing Success Using AI and Beyond. And it's really special because Bill Duggan from ANA wrote the forward prospectus. Mm-hmm. And I have an all-star list of contributors. And I use it in the classroom now. And several professors have taken it on.
That's
and
great.
Made it part of their syllabus. And
that's great.
So it's really gotten out there very quickly. My goal is to make it the must-read modern-day marketing book.
So for our listeners, we will provide a link in the description of this podcast to your book. So that's
wonderful.
Great.
Thank you.
So I want to take a step back because we are on the last day of the ANA conference.
Yes.
And many of the presentations were fabulous this year. I don't know how many you were able to attend in the room, but can you give just a brief what the net outcome, from in your own words, from your perspective, what you heard today from today's leading marketers?
Yeah, well, I think AI was included in almost all the presentations. It was at the forefront. And AI enablement, companies are taking it on. How do they staff their teams? How do they plan for the future? And it is complex. So I think Adobe just spoke this morning, did an amazing job. The Harris Poll has been doing a survey throughout the Masters of Marketing event from day one, and they just shared their results. One of their questions was, which career would you recommend for someone coming out of college? And it was marketing, an electrician, going into data, whatever, and the number one answer was electrician. So we have
really?
some,
That's so interesting.
40% said electrician, and the next was marketing. But then also the next question was how to better the ecosystem, how to better in the workforce, train employees, have marketing be a better career with AI coming on. And that was really interesting. And there's a lot of positive things that came out of that survey.
Yeah.
So even though everyone's skeptical of what's happening as far as the marketing industry right now, I think there's a lot of fear
Yeah, well,
and
I
uncertainty.
actually think, and I think that the skepticism was much more pervasive last year at this conference, at the
Yes.
A&A
Oh,
Masters
really?
of Marketing. Yeah, I kind of felt like the skepticism, the fear surrounding AI and its possibilities was greater and more pervasive just a year ago.
Interesting.
And 2 years before that, it was even greater. This year, I'm not saying it's gone away.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is skepticism and there's also a lot of fear surrounding it. Like, what does it mean? And what does it mean to me? And all of that kind of stuff. But I feel like it's as we all gain more experience with it, some of that fear, some of that skepticism moves to the wayside because we're seeing how it can actually make us more efficient versus replacing us. Anyway, so
progress is happening, and I mean a
Yeah.
lot of it is from organizations like RAB and ANA who are having leaders speak about it, share case studies, which are really valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your thoughts with regards to AI and some of the stuff that you may have included in your book, or what the ANA is doing from how do you believe that AI is a tool, or is AI replacing what we're already doing as an industry?
That's a great question. So a lot of people talk about AI being the superpower that you can put that jetpack on your back and take you to new heights, and it's really true. There are things that are happening with AI that are really bringing out the best in workforces and teams. And one of the contributors to my book is Vera Sue. She's from Microsoft. She's very high up in AI and AI enablement. Mm-hmm. And she talks about the importance of upskilling in the workforce. And the other thing
what does upscaling mean?
Upskilling is training, getting your staff on board, how AI can be put into their workflows, how it can better the teams, training your staff.
But training their staff to use
AI. Oh, yes.
Or training their staff about the possibilities for it.
I think a combination of both,
right.
Really.
Yeah.
And also, she talks about the importance of still having that human element. Mm-hmm. Like not losing that, and how important that is. And this is coming from someone from a major tech company, Microsoft, who's been in tech her whole career, and is like, this is so important that we keep that human element intact.
Yep.
Which I think is really important.
Yeah, I agree. And we're beginning to use AI in our world as well, and recognizing where human interaction really matters, within the overall process. So let's switch gears for a second. I want to talk a little bit about what you're doing at Fordham,
sure.
Because you've been teaching there for 10 years. Do you follow your students after they finish taking your class?
Absolutely.
And where they end up? And
yes, and there's actually, I just met a student at our digital and social media event. I wasn't expecting. He was at one of the A&A events.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and he has an amazing role there, and he's doing so well. And we gave each other a big hug.
Yeah.
But I have students that some are already CMOs and doing really well, and it's so great to see. And they keep in touch, because it is a very fast-paced, quickly changing industry right now. Mm-hmm. And there's so much uncertainty. So to go back and talk to those that have been mentors or teachers or professors along the way is really helpful.
And what is your, as a professor, as a coach to students, what are the top things that you're advising them as they begin their journey into the workforce and into really identifying which they may be marketing majors, but there are so many paths, as you and I know, within the overall field of marketing, which way do they go?
Yes.
So,
And I do a lot of coaching with my students. I actually am on the Bacino Leadership Institute at Seton Hall. During my career, I was an ICF, International Coaching Federation coach. So I actually bring that into the classroom. But the big thing that I tell them is get out of the comfort zone. The comfort zone is you going to people you already know, talking with them about your career, what you can do. You have to break through and make new connections, and find people who will be helping propel you forward. Who are those people that you admire, that you look to as mentors, or you'd want to be in their shoes one day, right? And just having a cup of coffee with them, learning about what they do, just informational interviews. That goes so far, but it sounds easy. That's hard to do, to pick up a phone or send an email to someone you've never talked to before. But
networking. I have a son that's a sophomore and a marketing
where does he
major.
go?
He's at Indiana University.
Great
part of the
school.
Kelly School of Business. And
that's a very
it's a great
popular school today. I know a lot of people going there.
Yeah, and as a sophomore, he's doing it now. He's networking. He's looking up companies. He's looking up positions. He's not 100% sure on his path yet within marketing, but he knows it's marketing. And it's all about networking. At least that's what I'm
really
discovering.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's competitive out there.
Yeah. So my book, a lot of professors are assigning it in their marketing classes.
Yeah.
And one came back to me and said, your book, because it's a framework, the framework is, I came up with the book, and we won't talk too much about it, but I got hooked on fast food. I became a fast food junkie. I love Wendy's, their chicken sandwiches and fries. And I realized—
Take your cholesterol pills.
Yes,
yeah.
I do. I realized on Fridays at 11 a.m. I started getting Wendy's ads in my social feed. And I said, this is the holy grail of marketing. It's the ability to reach the right person at the right time with the right message. Wendy's was sending me offers to go back in the right environment, my social feeds, delivering the right outcome, because I wasn't going to McDonald's or Burger King. I was going back to Wendy's.
Right.
So this professor applied that framework. He made an assignment: show how you would use the holy grail of marketing framework to find a job or to advance in your career. And it's true. It's like the right people. Who are those people you want to network with, who can hire you or who are influential? How to reach them, coming to an A&A event, networking, whatever it is, reaching them in those right environments, right?
Yeah.
And the timing is key. Right now is key for students looking for summer internships. This is the time. They're before Christmas, before the holidays. Those roles are going to be gone. They're done.
Completely.
So timing is critical. And, having all those components in the right message. So having your elevator pitch down, what is your unique selling proposition? What is it that what's different and distinguishes you from thousands of other students that are looking for that internship or that job? So that framework does really apply. And
it does. And for the companies, I'm sure, attracting the next generation is critical for everybody here in this building and everybody that's not in this building. So I'm going to pivot one more time, and you're going to laugh at this, because what I'm going to pivot to is, exactly what you just said that's in your book, and it's about capturing consumers at the right time with the right message, and there's no better medium to do that than radio.
Right. Like you just shared, reaching the right person at the right time, right? So if it's their commute, or if they're going on a road trip, it's so powerful. And the other thing is, Odyssey is one of our sponsors of Masters of Marketing. They spoke at the event. They're huge in radio, huge in podcasting. They're having tremendous success. They've shared case studies, and the case studies are all around that engagement at the right time, and the uniqueness of that, how it contributes to all media. So if you're doing radio, the amplification and doing it together with TV or doing it together with print or whatever the other medium is, it's exponentially, your campaign elevates. So it's really powerful.
And do you get into specific media with your students?
Oh, absolutely.
You do?
And I have guest speakers from all the leading brands. And
I'm available
I was just speaking with Joy at Odyssey. I would love to have you speak.
Joy and I can come together.
Yes, you could come together. And because it's great for them. And, hearing the different types of media that are in the ecosystem, how they play together, how they're distinguished is all so great for the students.
Great. Okay, I think as we begin to wrap up, because we may be out of time, is there anything that you'd like to share about the best practices that you share in your book, The Holy Grail of Marketing?
Yeah. The big thing that I like to say is as technology is dazzling brands, as AI has come on, you can't lose sight of your authenticity and your brand purpose, your brand ethos. That really has to stay intact. It's so critical. We're all going to be moving fast. We're all going to optimize, but this spray and pray doesn't work anymore.
No, it doesn't.
So what radio offers is radio plus amazing events that can be attached to it, experiential. All those things can bring forward your brand ethos in real life, and that's really important still today.
Great. Greg, thank you
You're welcome.
for joining
Thanks
us
for
today,
having me.
and safe travels back to New York.
Thank you so much.
Okay. From the rise of AI-powered enablement to the reminder that authentic, human-driven marketing still matters more than ever, Greg reinforces that technology can enhance strategy, but it can't replace purpose, creativity, or connection. And in a world where attention is fragmented and brands are searching for relevance, he underscores the power of audio to deliver messaging at exactly the right time, in the right mindset, and often in the most personal environment a brand could ask for, the listener's everyday life. His message is clear to all of us and to the students that he nurtures and he educates. As marketing evolves, the brands that win will blend innovation with intention and recognize that channels like radio don't just reach consumers, they move them.